return. The ones you love, the one you shouldn't hurt at all.
This scene is so moving because, as the two are innocently enjoying each other's presence, the words being sung will soon define their relationship. It's like they both know this self-sabotaging pattern of love, yet in the moment they choose to ignore it because being with each other is enough.
And if I were old, your heart last night, it's because I love you.
Blue Valentine is a difficult watch because the story it tells isn't some idealized romance for the big screens, it's real life. Gosling and Michelle Williams are phenomenal together. This movie deserves an entire video on its own because there's so much more that I want to say, but I highly recommend it. Seven, Crazy Stupid Love. Before The Nice Guys showed us just how funny Gosling could be, Crazy Stupid Love was Gosling's first comedy film in the peak of his career, and it's amazing. The film follows Cal Weaver, played by Steve Carell, after he's just gotten a divorce. Wallowing in sorrow and self-pity at the bar one night, he's approached by Jacob Palmer. Jacob is the ultimate ladies' man. He's confident, charming, and handsome, and he makes it his personal mission to get Cal back on his feet and restore his manhood. Soon enough, Cal learns Jacob's ways of one-night stands and meaningless hookups. Everything changes when Jacob finds a girl who makes him rethink his entire lifestyle. Ultimately, the film emphasizes the emptiness that comes with a life of temporary relationships. Having learned that lesson, Cal comes out on the other side with a newfound gratitude for his wife and a willingness to start fresh. Every time I watch this film, I just have such a good time.
David Lindhagen.
David Lindhagen.
Okay.
Is this a bad time?
Yeah.
Steve Carell is hilarious, and Ryan Gosling is effortlessly cool and charismatic. Together, they're an incredibly underrated duo. Speaking of duos, Gosling and Emma Stone are back together in this film. I know Gosling is married to Eva Mendes, but these two are just made to be together in movies. 6. Lars and the Real Girl. Lars and the Real Girl subverted my expectations probably more than any other movie on this list. The film is about a very shy man named Lars, whose crippling introversion makes it almost impossible to socialize or make any friends. Lars lives in his brother's converted garage, but struggles even to make the journey across the lawn to share a meal with his brother and his family.
Lars! Come on, you promised!
One day, Lars buys a life-size doll online and declares her as his new girlfriend. He talks with her and treats her like a real human being.
I wanted to tell you that you look really pretty today.
Naturally, his family and the rest of the town are shocked and torn between condemning his actions and supporting Lars out of love for him. At the center of Lars's mind is the fear of death. His whole life he has pushed people away because he could never come to terms with the death of his mother. Surely a doll could never die, so with her he was finally able to be himself and love someone without the threat of them abandoning him. The town's love and support for Lars is heartwarming, and the conclusion of the film left me very optimistic for Lars's future.
Do you want to take a walk?
Yes.
The concept of this film is very bizarre, but it's well worth it for the heartfelt story and the impactful themes it has to share. Ryan Gosling took on a much different appearance for this role, and man, it's one of his best performances. 5. The Place Beyond the Pines. Out of every film on this list, The Place Beyond the Pines has been the one to linger in my mind the longest. I haven't seen it in over a year, but I still find myself looking out into the world around me and thinking about Luke Glanton. It's a film about fathers and the generational consequences that their actions have on their sons. Luke is a motorcycle stunt rider, until one day he finds out that he is a son with Eva Mendes' character, Romina. Having been completely absent for the first year of his son's life, Luke decides that he wants to be a part of it.
I was just gonna take him to the park or maybe see if I could just sit on the porch.
In order to provide financially, Luke becomes obsessed with robbing banks.
You know something, Luke? If you ride like lightning, you're gonna crash like thunder.
The second half of the film takes a significant turn, picking up with Gosling's son as a teenager. While the lack of Gosling on screen was disappointing, I think the themes of the film are elevated by his absence. In my opinion, Gosling has never looked cooler in another film, and I think I need to buy a white motorcycle now. The score is amazing, and the cinematography is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're calling him back.
I can't properly articulate the way this movie makes me feel, but my fondness for this film has only increased with time. The Place Beyond the Pines had a significant impact on my life, and I strongly recommend it. 4. First Man. First Man completely took me by surprise. I'm not usually a fan of space movies, but Damien Chazelle went all out to create a thoroughly engaging and beautiful film about the events that led up to Neil Armstrong being the first man to walk on the moon. At its core, the film follows a very straightforward story, but through standout performances by Gosling and Claire Foy, an incredible soundtrack, breathtaking cinematography, and so much more, First Man easily secures itself into the top 5 on this list. I was hesitant of Ryan Gosling in a role like this, but those doubts were completely smothered. He delivers an unexpectedly powerful performance as an astronaut, a husband, and a father. My favorite scene in the film takes place while Neil is on the moon. As he walks around in silence, flashback shots are interspersed showing his family together before his little girl died. Neil approaches a crater and unclasps his hand, revealing his daughter's small bracelet. The bracelet falls into the crater and disappears into the darkness. He went to the moon for her, and now he can rest. It's these emotional beats that really drive the film. Of course, it's about the technological and political achievements of space travel, but the film excels in understanding each character's motivations, what they're running from, and what matters most to them. While it may not be a quintessential Ryan Gosling film, First Man is without a doubt some of his best work. 3. Drive. Drive is Nicholas Winding Refn's masterpiece from 2011, starring Ryan Gosling as the driver. He's a getaway driver for criminals in Los Angeles. He himself doesn't get involved in the crimes, but if you need someone to drive, he's your guy.
There's 100,000 streets in this city. You don't need to know the route. You give me a time and a place, I give you a 5-minute window. Anything happens in that 5 minutes and I'm yours. No matter what. Anything happens a minute either side of that and you're on your own.
Driver's life starts to shift when he meets Irene and her son Benicio. His stoic and cold persona takes on a newfound warmth and joy, and suddenly he has something to care about. Things get messy when Driver tries to help Irene's recently discharged husband repay a debt. Battling against the life he longs to have and the person he is inside, the driver does what he believes is right, finishing the job and tying up the loose ends. Drive has moments of violence and gore that contrast its subtle emotional beats. These inflection points mimic the driver's character. He's a man who wants to live a good and normal life, but the pent-up anger and potential for violence inside of him holds him back as it breaches the surface.
How about this? Shut your mouth.
Hey,
Hey, it's me, Grimsy.
who's Grimsy? Wait, Grimsy? It's you? No way. Oh my god, Grimsy. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Or I'll kick your teeth down your throat and I'll shut it for you. Shut your mouth. Or I'll kick your teeth down your throat and I'll shut it for you.
This is Gosling's best performance of the 20. Anger and potential for violence inside of him holds him back as it breaches the surface.
How about this? Shut your mouth. Or I'll kick your teeth down your throat and I'll shut it for you.
This is Gosling's best performance of the 2010s, and for many, it's his best film to date. The soundtrack is phenomenal, and the cinematography is beautiful. As with almost every one of these movies, they deserve an entire dedicated video to fully express their importance. But for now, let's move on to number 2, Blade Runner 2049. The pinnacle of the literally me character. Drive was the precursor, but now, watching this film is like looking into a mirror for 2.5 hours straight, in the best way. This movie is just about everything I could ask for in a film, and I dare say it's one of the best sequels of all time. I'm a huge fan of the first film, and 2049 does a great job at branching off to tell a new story while expanding on the world that Blade Runner fans love.
Honey, you can go anywhere you want in the world now. Where do you want to go first?
At its core, the film is about a replicant named Joe who discovers a glimmer of hope for the first time in his life. A thought takes root in his mind, a thought that he might actually mean something and have value beyond just being a tool for the LAPD.
I always told you, you're special. Born, not made.
In the end, Joe is no more important than any other replicant. The beauty of Blade Runner 2049 falls in the hands of a protagonist that could have been anyone.
You imagined it was you. Oh, you did.
Joe's actions, then, are the primary indicator of his merit, and through him the burning questions of the film are asked.
Hey, you've been getting on fine without one.
What's that, madam?
A soul.
Questions that try to draw the line between humanity and imitation, make us question the future of our own world, questions about love and finding meaning in our lives, and so much more.
Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
It's a beautiful film, and there's no one in the world who could have played the part better than Ryan Gosling. At long last, and a surprise to no one I'm sure, the best Ryan Gosling movie is La La Land. Not only is it first on this list of Ryan Gosling films, but La La Land secures a top 10 spot as one of my all-time favorites.
Not much to look at, huh?
I've seen better.
This film is infused with so much style, rhythm, and color, delivering the most exuberant highs and the most heartbreaking lows. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling are a tried and true pair that manage to seem fresh and refined with every iteration.
You again.
The film tells the story of two struggling artists pursuing their craft. Mia, an aspiring actor, and Sebastian, a jazz enthusiast.
I think I hear what you're saying, but I don't think you're saying what you mean.
Yeah, I don't think you hear what I'm saying. You're fired.
No, that's what you're saying, but it's not what you mean. What you mean is...
You're fired.
Play the set list.
As the relationship forms and progresses, it becomes a matter of priorities. The question is asked, how far are you willing to risk everything for the sake of success? Ultimately, Chazelle proposes the answer, succeeding at your dream is worth risking everything.
You gotta give it everything you got. Everything. It's your dream.
The end of the film shows us the life that could have been if only Mia and Sebastian's relationship wasn't sacrificed to reach greatness. It's heartbreaking, but in that brief moment of eye contact, both of them seem to be content with the choice they made. I can't talk about La La Land without mentioning the soundtrack. I'm sure many people can relate when I say that this movie is single-handedly responsible for making me like jazz.
It's conflict, and it's compromise, and it's new every time. It's very, very exciting.
While I can't with confidence say this is Gosling's definitive best performance, it's certainly one to remember, and La La Land is my favorite movie he's been in to date. 2 years ago, they said it was all a phase, that this strange obsession with the 42-year-old Canadian man would pass, and maybe it should have by now, I don't know. There's a lot that goes into the why behind it all, why guys like me and so many others feel the way we do about these fictional characters portrayed by a man with dirty blonde hair, but that's a topic for another time. For now, all I can say is that Ryan Thomas Gosling is my favorite actor, not because he's the best to ever do it, or because he's the most handsome or the funniest, although those are pretty good reasons, but because he's literally you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
for me, baby.
What the fuck?
I want to grade this test where you come over here and get it.
I already saw that.
Huh? Stand up for me right now. I want to grade your. Let me see you. Stand up, baby.
What the fuck?
Okay, so you're gonna say something like your teacher. I'm trying to do teacher-student roleplay, and you're not down with it.
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
So you're a bitch.
How's that me being a bitch?
I'm gonna bend you over my dress, and I'm gonna slap that little ass of yours, that tight little ass. Then I'm gonna spread your cheeks open. And I'm gonna lick that fucking tight little brown, juicy Hispanic hole. And then I'm gonna keep licking on it, right? Then I'm gonna spit on it. Then I'm gonna do this to it. Then I'm gonna use my fingers. I'm gonna finger your tight little virgin hole, and then I'm gonna turn it around. I'm gonna grab that fucking cock that's gonna be so hard, leaking with pre-cum, begging for more. I'm gonna play with that shit. I'm gonna get on my knees and I'm gonna and then I'm gonna fucking bite that shit off, spit it, and feed it to your fucking mouth and turn you into a fucking carnivore, self-eating bitch. And then I'm gonna call the fucking police on you, and I'm gonna say you were having a nervous fucking breakdown and that you wanted to eat your own self alive. And then I won't go to jail, but you will go to an insane asylum for being an eater, bitch. Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay. Okay. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Hey.
What are you guys doing? Are you guys in a hotel right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are y'all in a telly?
Because
Cause what?
we want to stay for football.
Oh, so y'all are in high school. Yeah, bye. Hey. Why are you in a storage room? Okay. Hey.
Damn, what stars are they?
Okay, if you guys, I'll flash you my titties. If you guys correctly.
I'd say it's a B28.
Wrong.
Is it wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I want to show you a photo of my titties, and you have to tell me which are bigger, yours or mine. Because they're pretty big titties. Okay, there we go.
I'd have to say yours are bigger, but I might need to see them
That's
like
so
live
cool.
as of right now to see if they actually still look that way.
I can see inside. Wait, let me just fucking. Oh shit! Then my light dies. Hold up. Let me just put this here. Well, now I just have to put on this light. For fuck's sakes.
Okay.
Let's roll up. I don't know what the fuck is going on now. There we go. There we go.
Oh wow, you got a ring light and everything. Okay, I see you.
What? I'm trying to fucking, set up the camera. Oh, fuck. Sorry, this setup is quite shit at the moment.
Let me see. Is it actually? Stand up for me and flex a little. Stand up for me, daddy, and flex a little. Oh my god. Oh, you look good. Okay. Let me see that cock.
I need to see that ass first. That's how it is.
I don't know about the ass, but like I'm down with this,
Yo, but I'm an ass person, I already got the titties.
Yeah, I'll show you my ass if you show it to me right now.
I feel like you're capping.
I'm not. I wanted you to show me your titties first before I showed mine,
Okay, well, let me see your ass first, because I'm not listening to your pussy. That's different.
No, it's the same shit, bitch. Fuck you. Fuck your mom. Fuck your dad. I'm gonna come in your place and I'm gonna kill you. Hey.
What the fuck?
Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you being so disrespectful?
My bad.
No, because then if I said you were a fucking border hopper, right. I'd be the problem.
Okay, I guess I'm a border hopper. They're staring at me like, what do you want me to do? Like, they're staring at me like, put them away.
Daddy, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Daddy, I love you.
Hey, I'm underage too.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
16, 17.
I'm 15. Tiana Trump.
That one. Now what the fuck, boy? I love you. Hey. ¿Tú eres dominicano? ¿Pero dónde vive?
Tú no te puedes tapar, muchacha.
¿Y por qué tú quieres que yo me tape?
¿Y quién te dijo a ti que yo quiero verte?
Yo quiero ver tu pene. Déjame ver tu yema, papi.
¿Qué?
Yo quiero ver tu yema.
No, nada de eso. Falta eso.
Pero ¿y por qué no?
Porque no, tápate, muchacho.
Bitch, show me your fucking yema, hoe! The fuck wrong with you, nigga? Show it to me.
Pero como loca.
No, yo no soy loca. Tú te levantas, stand the fuck up. Te coges los calzones, you get your fucking pants, and you whip that fucking cock out now, you fucking bitch. Shut up. Cállate la boca y lo hace. Porque sí.
¿Qué droga?
Now.
Hermano, tú.
Let's just go to bed and go get Kim.
The bed is still cold from the broken window. It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
Recorded in you forever on ferrotape.
Spinning. Tell me I'm dreaming.
No, you're spinning tapes at the discotheque. The great unceasing disco of the mind. The flash, the bang, the endless learning experience. On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
The rain, the snow, I don't want to. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the money, baby. For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see the world as changing him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time. Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now. It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here. An earth-shattering deduction from your psyche. What will those guys come up with next? Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly, out of control. The center isn't holding. And despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse. Oh, sure. You've been making progress on your case, interviewing people, solving side tasks. But who's focusing on the big questions?
Assumed the most qualified and highly credentialed people were taking care of that.
But have you ever seen them? How do you know they're even there? More importantly, how do you know they aren't waiting for your participation? You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité. The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios. Harry, you're thinking about this too narrowly. La responsabilité isn't concerned with trivial questions like who killed who. It's about the real issues, the human welfare index, the price of staple goods, the transition to real democracy. Whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by legitimate authority, like a committee. There is always time to follow best practices. Once someone's decided to cut corners for the sake of expediency, who knows what else they're capable of? Mass executions. Fun stuff. That's what they're capable of. Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Revachol. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves. Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee. Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels. Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. Still not happening. It won't come off that easy. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face.
Yes? I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject. If you ask me, it's high time for you to put the bottle away. Sober up, get back to basics. That would be my advice. And I hope we don't even need to discuss the street drugs you've been abusing. Why are you pronouncing it like you're a coalition bureaucrat? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for? Ah, now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility? Fascinating. And here I believed your recent turn toward moralism was just an act. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. If you are serious about this, you might keep your eyes out for any coalition officials we might happen to run across. Now, was there anything else?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
The woman in.
I would really prefer not to talk to you.
As Lieutenant Kitsuragi explained, a patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Yes, I am. I know.
He's the real deal. He has a badge.
It's hard to tell whether he's sarcastic or sincere, but if you had to guess, you would say the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
I'm definitely not the cavalry. I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
Of course he does.
Word of the end to come. Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
What does one talk about with a fellow officer?
That was pretty good, Harry. Wasn't it, Jean?
That was, yeah, that was absolute shit, if you want my opinion. Drunken shit. Haven't wanted anything to end this badly since I had cluster headaches. Horrible. Truly horrible. I beg of you, don't ever subject anyone to this torture again. I mean, seriously, you need to.
Jean, he's not right. Don't make it worse. And I really liked it. What precinct?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
And you look like you don't bathe, on principle.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay? I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith. Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
Okay.
I'm just looking out for...
You?
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses, and you are...
Yes, a policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
She says quietly and looks away.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you, the energy between you two is making her uncomfortable.
I wonder if I would recognize him.
It's you again. What is it?
Starting, sit across, and there, the emblem on it in the far corner. In conclusion, exactly.
The fuck is with you, fella?
Starting, sitting on a and there,
Fuck.
emblem in the far corner. Size in the mid. In conclusion,
the fuck is with?
I'm not meant to take leave. I meant to talk to him. Oh.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Let's see. I wrote down the nickname Lelystad. We have questions that might help solve some gaps in our field autopsy. I'm sure my colleague has a few of his own while I take notes.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form.
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
Sex, alcohol, speed, probably also sildenafil. No love for Mother Oranje, but wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot. There is nothing on Moindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In low. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too. He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport.
There is no challenge without competition. There must be an opponent. This is clearly sports for him. Something like archery or darts.
That's still pinball for me. I just like to get autopsies right on the first try. Where were we?
Oh, that. It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Oranje's lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranje's lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself. He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star. Port after port. Third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them. Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself. Change of topic, perhaps? Yes. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies. It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. Oily, isn't it? We have that in common now.
She understands what autopsies entail. It doesn't get her off balance.
No. Okay, sure. Here you go. What else are we missing, officer?
It very well could be, yes. What do I mean? I have no idea. I don't even know what you mean. Love did him in? What does that mean?
Told me love did him in.
That's not funny, officer.
Her voice is like a slash through the air. Her shoulders tense up.
Perhaps miss it was communism that killed him.
A moment ago it was love. And no, I don't think the Union is communist. They're a couple of shades pinker than that. They're not hardcore in that way, is what I'm trying to say. What are we talking about anyway? This politics shit is a lot in the morning. Is it even morning?
I think she's just tired. She doesn't know what you meant by that. And can you blame her?
Something miraculous has come when you told me.
The lieutenant blinks. His expression does not change. All right, let's see where this is going.
Way out in the northwest, he told me.
Cool.
We ordered a toxicology report and the idea what that will show us.
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil.
Hear that? Sildenafil. Just like you suspected. You have a great nose for this stuff. It's for maintaining an erection. Uppers are vasoconstrictors, so that feat becomes problematic.
Okay, and why do I know this?
Because you're a scientist, of course.
How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
I think we're finished with this line of questioning.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Let's talk about what really happened.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. No, It's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying. Let the mist speak. She's tall and thin and tired. A twig trying so hard not to break.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to get along with them.
I am not. There is more here, miss.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, grey and pale violet in the morning light. The pale, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old, old world.
Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? What's the RCM's involvement with the moral intern got to do with it?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Oranese lit.
Yeah.
I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. Got picked up by a bank. Competitive intelligence, they called it. After that, I sort of, transitioned out of the whole culture scene.
What did you have these people... What did you do to have
It's
them
not
after you?
nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol. Or even in Oranje.
Just some government psyop.
What exactly did you do?
I mean, corporate psyop.
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lewis-Duin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lewis-Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lewis-Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
I'm sure there are people who would have done much worse than that. Serves them right. When I'm king, the savings bank will be first against the wall. You're right, this is bad. You've destroyed what people have built. There's a lot of shit you've gotten yourself into.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting...
She shakes her head at the thought.
A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
What happened here? He died at night.
We were there. Together. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see.
Her chest rises and falls with each word.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me. No, I want to. Let's get this done.
It's okay. Tell us as much as you're comfortable with.
He was heavy. I pushed him off and I waited for the second shot to come. For me.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
So am I.
She throws it away and immediately proceeds to light another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What did you do then?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. He was still on the floor, slouched. Sylvie was tending the... Ruby was there too.
Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
Oh, Hardy was the leader of the
Well,
Hardy Boys.
nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Okay, let's go on. What then?
Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, but I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Oops.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging her?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something. So I did. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Sweet, sweet drugs. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand. A military weapon using jacketed ammunition.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
She's getting scared now of you, the downstairs people, all of it.
What does that mean?
Do drugs make you aggressive?
No. People don't take drugs to kill each other. They take them to feel okay with each other. I thought Ravachol would be more enlightened about this, especially since you've taken them yourself.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance. It's not one of respect. You may want to add a clever retort to this one.
I'm sorry. I withdraw what I said. I didn't mean to judge anyone. I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before. That wasn't what happened.
I said a weapon nearby. Did you use that?
I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
Yeah, another regret of us. Yeah, I mean, she didn't shoot him in the head with a rifle at close range.
I don't know. His friends have rifles. Maybe those psychos did it? Coalition military have rifles. I'm not a munitions expert, and I did not shoot him.
She might have been a tad disingenuous when she avoided talking about the bullet in his head.
I did not. You've lied to me about this bullet before when I said he was shot. You said you're confused.
I've said I'm sorry. What more do you want me to say? I did my best not to lie. It didn't always work.
Okay, I'd like you to answer some other questions, miss.
Like what?
The people after you have killed him.
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
And?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Either way, something to consider.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
What did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
So you would have us believe that you're not? I don't think so. Why did you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravachol.
Oh God. That was a lie too. Who made the call then? She did, of course.
Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her. But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking details of the sexual kind. You've been breached, Bulwark. You've been breached like 1,000 times now. So you say, but give us one example of deceit. Just one example. There iseth no doubt the lady could not bear the sight of her lover splayed and disfigured. A horrible story. Your paranoia is unflattering. She has been nothing but forthcoming, and you're staring mutely into her face like a donkey. It looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now. Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of morality. He was 42 years old? How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
Huh. How old do I think you are?
She's buying time to formulate the best answer.
I don't know. 40? I was like 9 when OO peaked. That was what, 19 years ago? I liked them when I was 9. You couldn't have liked it when you were 40. Let's say you were 20-something. 25. A good disco age. 25 plus 19 is 44. I'm gonna say you're 44.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a university degree, you know? Absolutely. Age is just a number, man.
Yes, miss, but for him that number is 56.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium. As you look back, you think, so love did do him in, after all. If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected with his soft plate. No. Communism killed him. Remember? Love made it possible. You know this much. She's silent, holding on to her coffee mug. No vapor rises from it. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her. It appears this one has not been entirely corrupted. This may help. This may help the others see. You do not know. A wind of needles. Airships flutter in the stratosphere.
Yeah. I'd like to think he didn't love me. Or that it was chemically induced and not real. Easier that way. I don't know.
Who knows? It's getting cold out. You should go.
Hello, officer? What brings you up here again?
This window is pristine on the inside. Unlike the one next to it, golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A two-hearted spider. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. From the roof outside, location A prime, the glass fractures around the bullet hole, shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago. 72%, with an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition, a Belma-grave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez? According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet, detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on. 700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched. 1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere, on an islet in the Bay of Martinez perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis.
Sure.
It's you again. What is it? Why? You're cuckoo, cop. I'm the only man responsible for this unit. Get with it, or fuck off.
How many times must I tell you?
Yeah, fuck off!
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on anyone. And now you've picked Ruby. Well, not on my watch you won't. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
It's you again. What is it?
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its airy blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion, all channeled into a single thought.
Because she was here.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put her away. It's Cop 101.
She was here all night? 12:25 to 12:15? She was here during all that time?
Yeah, with us, drinking, near the stage there.
No. All right, she took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out, too. She has a complex operation to run from her lorry. She's a busy girl. Always has been.
This complex operation is probably something illegal.
Just because she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got to the roof and shot the merc. I've been through this. It's not plausible.
He's been through it. That means he's suspected her too. All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window. This was crucial. Now let's place her on that roof.
I've seen the wench. I'm not blind. You saying she reeled herself up by her collar, like some kind of...
Kidding?
Let's go with that. Point is, it's just a rusty wench. Oh. People say there was a pinball arcade here, sometime before the hostel. What was it called, Theo?
East Delta Pinball Arcade. Weird place. Went bankrupt.
Weird? How? You're wearing the pinball maker's coat.
It was run by a fella called Nerflock something, who wore a yellow dust coat like the one you have on right now. Weird guy. Never liked him.
It is a very comfortable coat for such an oldie.
Okay, but how'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building. Or an elevator, for that matter.
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him, come down, all under 7 minutes.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there.
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of...
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? Firmly doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route does not put that bullet in his head. A gun does that. And Ruby doesn't carry one.
Phase 2, murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt. In the
They
shape
sure
of a
do.
gun.
That looks antique. A Belle McGrave. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it?
It's a cellar under the bookshop. It was in there.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. And there must be other caches too.
God damn it. We need to close that dump down for good.
Okay, I see your point. There are guns lying around. Damn it. I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there?
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
Watch Requiem for a Dream. Pretty surreal, eh? It's not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's just like weird when the spiraling of the movie happens. The old lady story is pretty depressing. The Jared Leto isn't that bad. The Ass to Ass one isn't even that bad. What other ones are there?
You lost your gun?
What an idiot!
Tell me, did you lose it before the murder? You didn't. And Ruby didn't use your lost gun to kill him.
Stop thinking about your lost gun, damn it.
Yeah,
You'll
it was
get a
after
heart
the
attack.
murder. Otherwise I wouldn't have been here, right?
This was merely a thought exercise. He did not lose his gun. Let's move on.
Look, fucko. Ruby and I are pretty tight. She would have showed me the gun if she had one. She knows I love guns.
Yeah, the mom story with the addiction. My dad got pretty addicted to drugs that were prescribed from a doctor.
Yeah, everyone knows Glenn
I'm sure
loves
it was
guns.
pretty rough.
I don't know, Glenny.
Because he's normally so
Ruby's a
anti
little
that kind of stuff.
secretive, isn't she?
But when you're in a lot of pain,
Wasn't like she
you
told
sort
you
of have
every
to.
little thing.
Look who's finally speaking. Ratty's been uncharacteristically quiet since you started theorizing. Maybe he has something to gain from implicating her.
She organizes things. She doesn't whack people. That's not the kind of person she is. She's a talker.
Oh, the Jordan Peterson thing was what happened. What was the Jordan Peterson thing again? Wasn't he just like tired all the time and fucked up and then he just got on benzos?
It's clear this one is protective.
And benzos is just a kind of painkiller, right?
Easy now,
But yeah,
Clint.
melt your brain.
What he's trying to say is, people who don't have guns don't shoot people.
Well, he went to Russia and he got some like distinct blend of
She has one.
shit. But apparently also like you can just get that stuff in America. So like he didn't have to go to Russia, but he made out a big deal. Like he had to travel the world to like find this unique thing, which wasn't actually that unique.
You don't need to prove anything. Doubt is enough for now. And Titus must have some.
So
it had to come from a breech-loading rifle. Military grade. Not even you militia monkeys have those. This goes against your everyone has a gun theory. If it was military grade, how'd Ruby get it?
Wait, did he say you don't have big guns? You just showed him a breech-loading gun.
A broken old broomstick is what you showed me. But point taken.
Time to really close the deal. Show them the bullet. The blonde man looks at the mushroomed Deathbringer in the evidence bag and says,
Yeah, it's great. I love it that the song plays whenever I'm in here.
Yeah, the bitch is jacketed all right. 4mm too.
Whoa. Well, goddamn.
Why didn't this jacketed bullet really fuck his head up? Like it made the smallest hole.
Murder weapon. Close to her. Too damn close. You have been thorough. I'll give you that. Now, what the hell are we supposed to do with that?
It still leaves a 72% chance it did.
He's trying to woo us with cop science. Forensic shit. I heard this mambo jumbo.
Yeah, but the mambo jambo he's saying goes against his theory A.
Yeah, well, 28% chance that it happened. Well, 78% chance it happened here. 72% chance it happened here. And then also their friend was missing.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a 28% chance.
Just making sure we are on the same
wasn't
page.
her.
It doesn't all fit. We are just sharing info, candidly.
Titus doesn't reply. Probably a good sign.
I didn't say I proved she had a murder weapon, just that we need to find her.
I don't know, cop. Why don't you find your lost gun first?
Fuck you.
Now, Al. This isn't comedy hour.
Titus, we're not seriously considering it, are we? Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this?
Phase 3. Motive. The last component.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
She could have just been covering up for herself, Titus.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it.
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right when she came back downstairs.
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan if I'd have been first.
I don't know, dude. They fucking put the body in the bathtub to, like, resemble the post-mortem of a hanging.
Time for a logics demonstration.
Shanky, let's assume you killed him.
I didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't my plan.
You probably did, though.
It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, cut down.
Would you prefer to do it on trial with your buddies as part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder?
Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that.
Yeah, but she did, right?
She didn't either. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus.
She did. She did, though.
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Okay, I can probably leave this, because if she skipped town, she's not trying to overthrow Titus. You have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk
Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. A very small nod, and a trickle of tobacco spit on his lip. This is the only option he cares for.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. Ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions, if you want. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked.
Why?
She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation. I told you. You. Yes, you. The cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
No wonder she's afraid. I have come to declare the end of the human experiment. Probably knew me from my second days. I'm sorry, God, why does everything flee at the sight of my shadow? I have no idea why I should be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in my head. Now we're going for the first one.
Sure. The human experiment. That's real funny. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
What did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop.
It's true, I'm half near dead, and I'm still not stopped.
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up, like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question.
Well, we want to open up Shanks now.
Silence. He nods.
Is it true, Kim? Am I a can
You
opener?
are insistent.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This called Titus. This called he. But she...
Scared. You should be, too. A strange fear creeps over you. A metallic taste in your mouth. Change the subject.
I guess I don't really know myself.
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry. So, she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn. A little. On the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlock. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Who's doing this looking? They're all here.
Lizzie needed some air.
True.
No one goes to tell Evrard anything. He knows what he has to know. Fast.
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own plan.
Sure, there's some shithouses there. A cinderblock town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize. So, that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
Alright, so I got 3 things to do on the coast. We got a half-light thing.
Tremble. The time is now. Ta'ola.
What time?
Time for the show. For Ta'ola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream. Ulogu theodos, xino zausin, ipoli osidien, echondes fronisin. Monday morning, the moment you arrived in this reality, are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
This is because of this insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
I'm not sure. I'm sure that it's not just a joke or some kind of coping mechanism. I think we might end soon.
The face of the woman fractures. There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
Okay, yeah, so I can go to the coast. I can look for Ruby. I can look at the potential sniping spots, and I can look for the people that I have to sign up for Everett. First of all, I can chuck a point in drama. Probably gain another level by talking to Clash here again.
Hello, officer. What brings you up?
Who? What? Dear Lord, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not the most fair and just at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o'-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either.
True.
Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
Jesus, actually arresting her?
See?
I don't know about that.
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's
yeah,
looking
I don't
around.
think she deserves it. No, wait, she definitely does deserve it. She was witness to a murder and then covered it up. And she's been playing us like a thumb and fiddle. Like a drum and fiddle. Thumb and driddle? Hello? Even like me as a player thinking that she doesn't deserve it was a clear sign of her manipulation. Send her to the gulag. Yeah, hold up. Let's get a little bit of motivation for this next dialogue. I want... yeah, here we go. This is... One more. The gulag was fun. I definitely enjoyed. What would I do? I would look down at the ground and then pretend I was AFK, and then if they didn't kill me on sight, I would just like flick shot them. It was excellent and it worked a lot. You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did.
Yeah, true.
What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you officers, but I am now.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, what?
Okay, it's not.
I knew it.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time.
Weasley little fucking liar, dude.
I'm so tired of it.
She was even like, why would I give myself such a ridiculous name if I was lying? Wouldn't I just say Jane Doe? And yeah, and then she said she buried her passport.
It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Mea Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
That's what I was thinking. So her employer and the people that she acted against are both trying to hunt her down. She infiltrated a company, by the way, chat, just in case you didn't realise. She infiltrated a company, got on the inside, and then stole 2 years worth of their ledgers, and then handed them to her real employer, who then sold her out.
She fears an arrest right
And then while she was fucking a mercenary, he got shot in the mouth.
For her.
They covered it up and hung his body, which we have only just gotten out of the tree after like a week and a half.
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since.
Yep, we're gonna go to the reeds
useless.
next.
The lieutenant makes a note